Hey guys, it's Come for MC here again. It's been quite a while since our last tutorial, so I'm going to show you just a quick one as I get back into things here. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at level linking, and more specifically we're going to look at an application of level linking where we have two levels and we link back and forth between the two levels, but we change something each time we return to a level. So what I have set up here is just a start gate and a level link. Now you'll notice I have a player sensor on my level link here, and it's wired directly to my level link, so the player doesn't have to hit triangle when they walk up to it. It'll automatically trigger. Okay, and then I just have this set up so that the players come in and they do something. In this case I've set it up so they collect some bubbles. They could, in your level, do something like complete a task or whatever. And then I've made a couple of copies of that section down there, and I've changed the little label. So you'll notice below it was 1B, then 1B there, 1C up above, and the first one was 1A. Okay, so that's just an indicator to let you know where we are in the level. So when we return to this in a different spot, you'll be able to tell where we are. Okay, now I've set up a little bit of logic here, and you'll see that off to the left. So what I'm using to determine that we go to a new place is a score sensor. So you'll notice I have a score sensor here. It's set to 100. I probably could set it to 200, but I've set it to 100, and that wires up into this checkpoint. We'll talk about the logic in a second, but basically what happens is instead of going to the first checkpoint, it'll trigger and will spawn out of that checkpoint when the level starts. And then I have another score sensor set up to 400, and that's going to trigger the top checkpoint, and so I'll spawn out of the top checkpoint once I have collected 400 points. So you'll see kind of how this works. We scale where we are based on the number of points that we have. And then if I look at my level links here, I have it linking to level link test 2. And this is level link test 1, so I've just set these up so that I can test out my linking. Okay? The one caveat here is that levels do need to be published for this to work. So what you have to do is you have to publish your levels without the level links set up, and then you go in and edit them and tweak your level links, and then you have to go and republish them over top of where they were before. Now this here is what we've got set up for level link test 2. Level linking test 2 rather. Okay, so it says 2A, so when we go to level linking test 2, it's going to start here in A, and you'll see this one is linking back to test 1. So we're going back and forth between the levels here. And then just like before, I've made a few copies so that I can go to different spots in the levels. Okay. Now if I open this up, I'll show you what we've got going on here. So here this target score is set to 300, which means I've gone through 1A, 2A, 1B, so I've collected 300 points, and then I'll go to 2B. And then I've set up an XOR gate, and it'll trigger that checkpoint, and then I'll link again to the appropriate place. And then this is 500, so I've gone through 1A, 2A, 1B, 2B, 1C, and so I have 500 points, and then I'll go to 2C. So it's kind of confusing, but basically you can just think about it as linearly going from each place in here. Okay, so I've set up an XOR gate. If you're not familiar with an XOR, or exclusive OR, it means that it's inactive by default. When it has one input going in, it will activate. When it has two inputs going in, it will deactivate again. So you'll notice if both of these conditions are true, it won't activate that middle checkpoint. And then I use a selector here, and I use it current state at default at 1. So it won't be triggering either of these two top checkpoints until they have been triggered by the score sensors. So it's a really simple logic setup, and it does something pretty cool. So if I return to pod here, and I'll actually play through, and I'll show you guys what this looks like when you're playing it. Okay, so then I've published the levels here. You'll notice that that one is set up as a sub-level right now. Go into level linking test 1, and I'm not sure why those people are playing it. There's nothing here, really. Okay, so when we start at 1A, just like we expect. We pick up 100 points, and then we go into our level link. And it does take a second to load. Actually, it starts preloading when you come up on it. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but sometimes it's quicker than others. and then we go to 2A, just like we expected, and now we're up to 200 points. So now when we go into this level link, we expect to return to level 1, but this time we're going to be in 1B, because it has triggered that checkpoint. So you'll see it panned a little bit there. You can disguise that pan by setting the global lighting brightness down to 0, make it completely dark. So we're in 1B, and then we're going to link to 2B. So again, you'll see it pan up to that second checkpoint once we get into the level. And again, you can mask that. So we have 2B, and now we're up to 400 points. So when I go in the level link, I'll return to level 1, but now I'll be in 1C. The last time we'll be in level 1. Okay, so here we are in 1C, collect these 100 points, and now we're at 500, and we'll return to our last time in level 2, which will be 2C, and there should be a scoreboard waiting for us when we do that. Okay, so here we are in 2C, and there's the scoreboard. 500 points total, so it works. Okay, so this is kind of an interesting thing that we can do with level linking, where you can kind of link two levels. I know RPGs could get great use out of this, where you're going from and returning to levels over time. Okay, and we can actually do one more interesting thing, which I won't go over. I'll leave that as an exercise to you guys, but first I'll set these to copyable, so you guys can take these and look at them if you want, since I did publish them. Oh, didn't work. And then we'll set that one to copyable, so you can look at them. I mean, when you play them in your levels, it's going to link back to mine, but you can see how it works. Okay, so that's all we're doing for now. Take care, guys. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, the thing that you can try for yourself is to try linking back into itself. You get some interesting results. Take care.